Should you spend your golden years in Thailand or the Philippines? We'll compare the two nations in terms of finding love, language, culture, beaches, islands, cuisine, accommodation, healthcare, infrastructure, internet connection, TV, crime and safety, visas, and a little something about romance. Total of 9 categories, and then we're going to crown one winner. When you finish watching, you will have a greater understanding of both nations and what to expect once you arrive. This video will use data and information from many organizations, such as the US Department of State, the World Bank, Bloomberg, and CNN, to mention a few. The intention of this video is not about bashing a country, but to help you make an informed decision. This video is not appropriate for Filipinos and Thais because you may get offended. This video is intended for travelers, expats, and retirees. Give this video a like if you are looking forward to retire or move to the Philippines or Thailand. Let us begin with the first category on our list. We don't need to provide you any proof because this is common knowledge. Unlike Thailand, English is a national language in the Philippines. Although, for the time being, Thailand's famous tourist hotspots are crowded with Thais who can speak a little English or have strong English skills. If you reside in or near one of these places, you will have no trouble interacting with Thais, particularly with businesses that cater to foreigners. If you don't speak Thai, stay near a tourist hotspot, which shouldn't be a problem. However, the Philippines will continue to win this category because English is one of their official languages. The following category is beaches and islands. Again, this should be common knowledge. The Philippines will have many more islands and beaches than Thailand. The problem is, how many of such islands in the Philippines can you visit to live or stay overnight? The bulk of such islands are inaccessible. Most have no hospital or hotel, no electricity, and no running water. Most of the islands in the Philippines lack this type of infrastructure. In terms of the amount of beaches and islands, the Philippines came out on top. Beaches and islands goes to the Philippines. But it doesn't mean Thailand doesn't have beautiful islands and beaches. Thailand has a plethora of fantastic beach and island getaways. Go ahead and give this video a like or thumbs up, if you agree to what we said so far. We think food, accommodation, medical care, and the hospital are no-brainers. They all go to Thailand, but this is not our opinion. We will show you different information based on outside sources. This is more difficult to prove in the case of food because so much of it is subjective. But what if we went out and found specialists or chefs in the food or restaurant industries? Inquire as to which cuisine they favor. There is an organization named Asia's 50 Best Restaurants, which is run by a media firm in the United Kingdom, the United States, France, and Singapore. Since 2013, they have compiled a list of Asia's 50 finest restaurants. They polled around 300 restaurant professionals across Asia to choose the greatest restaurants in the region. Between 2013 and 2020, 51 restaurants based in Thailand were named Asia's 50 best restaurants. During the same time period, the Philippines has only 4 restaurants on this list. Some of you may argue that some of the Thai restaurants that won the prize do not serve authentic Thai cuisine. However, over 50 restaurants based in Thailand were named Asia's 50 best restaurants. We're confident a few, or a dozen of them were 100% Thai, or a fusion of Thai and other cuisines. In addition, CNN Travel published an article in which 3 Thai dishes were named among the world's 50 finest foods. Whereas the Philippines only has 1 dish. Talk to CNN or Asia's 50 best restaurants if you think that was biased. Please don't come to us. Food goes to Thailand, hands down. Thumbs up if you love Thai food. This category is hard to prove, and we still believe Thailand has more options than the Philippines. But, for the time being, we're going to keep this area blank, and we believe that if your monthly budget exceeds $2,000, you should do the same. You won't have too much problems finding accommodation in Thailand, the Philippines, or anywhere else. You can live almost anywhere on the planet. Let's talk about Thailand hospitals first. There are 2 types of hospitals in Thailand. The first is government-run hospitals, and the second is international or private hospitals. The government-run hospitals in Thailand are what you call universal hospitals. They are for everyone, including foreigners if they choose. Government-run hospitals are a lot cheaper than private or international hospitals. However, foreigners will have to pay more than the locals, as government-run hospitals serve the Thais. You can expect a typical government-run hospital to look like what you think a third-world hospital would look like. Although there is an exception to this, not all government-run hospitals are the same. Regarding Philippines hospitals, we're not sure how the Philippine hospitals are structured, so we can't speak about that. According to the largest research group in Spain, it compiled the top hospitals in Southeast Asia. Of the top 100 hospitals in Southeast Asia, Thailand has 44 hospitals listed, versus 4 hospitals from the Philippines. According to this research group, Thailand has over 10 times the number of the top 100 hospitals in Southeast Asia than the Philippines does. Yes, the Philippines have St. Luke Hospital, which is very modern, very westernized, it's world-class and a costly hospital in Manila. We're sure there are a few more world-class hospitals inside the Philippines, or at least 4 of them on this list. But in Thailand, 44 hospitals are in the same category. If you have a severe injury or need life-saving medication, you better pray that you live next to one of the 4 hospitals in the Philippines. This chart showed only hospitals in Southeast Asia, but if you compare with other countries in Asia, such as Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, and South Korea, Thailand still has 6 hospitals in the top 100 hospitals, and 0 in the Philippines. In Thailand, they don't just have world-class hospitals. They also provide first-rate dental care. Furthermore, many Thai physicians and dentists have master's degrees, as well as additional degrees and certificates from the United States, Europe, Australia, and other English-speaking nations. The majority of Thai doctors and dentists study Western medicine rather than Chinese medicine. This implies they speak English very well to perfectly. If you speak English, you will have no trouble with the language. Of course, nothing is perfect. If you look for it online, you will find stories where some people were misdiagnosed or given the wrong medication. Even though Thailand has some of the best hospitals in Southeast Asia, it's not 100% perfect, just like anywhere else. One last note on medical care in Thailand versus the Philippines. If you do a quick Google search about the best countries for medical tourism, you'll find many of those articles will talk about Thailand compared to the Philippines. Getting the best medical care depends more on A. Selecting the right doctors and B. Trusting in a medical travel certified medical tourism company with professional care management services at the destination. Hospital and medical care goes to Thailand. As for TV, in the Philippines, a majority of Filipinos speak English. Therefore, you will find many TV channels in English as well as other prominent American media outlets such as National Geographic, MTV and many others. In Thailand, it's similar, although there are fewer English channels altogether, especially outside of the major cities and away from tourist hotspots. If you don't have enough English channels in your region and are living in Thailand for an extended period of time, you may always acquire different TV bundles that will include hundreds of English channels, including kids, movies, sports, and news. As for the internet, we don't have any data to back up this claim. We can only show you our internet speed while residing in various cities around Thailand. Overall, our internet speed ranges from adequate to world class. In other words, in some regions of Thailand, we receive approximately 5 megabits per second download and 1 megabits per second upload. We can obtain super fast internet speeds of up to 40 megabits per second download and 10 megabits per second upload in larger cities like Bangkok or Chiang Mai. This is the internet speed for which we paid 300 baht, or about $10 each month when living in Chiang Mai. Overall, we'd be surprised if you received less than 5 megabits per second download speed on your landline anywhere in Thailand. The Philippines, on the other hand, is divided into many islands, making it difficult to acquire adequate internet connection in many locations. Thailand wins hands down in terms of internet speed. For the infrastructure, according to Statista.com website, the infrastructure in Thailand as of 2019 is rated at 67.8, and the Philippines is rated at 57.8, on the 5th last place. The World Bank website ranks Thailand's infrastructure 3.14, and the Philippines 2.73. What do all the numbers mean? We don't know, but we know a higher number is better. To visually see the infrastructure of any country, we think international airports will be the most apparent indicators to judge the infrastructure development of a nation. So, check out the International Airport in Bangkok and the International Airport in Manila to see which one looks more modern than the other. Here are the total reviews by travelers on Google. Clearly, Thailand wins this. Overall infrastructure and internet speed go to Thailand. TV is iffy and more like a Thai. We'd rather have decent internet speed than 1000 TV channels, but who watches TV anyway? So in this category, we give it to Thailand. We have statistics from the U.S. Department of State for U.S. citizens traveling or living in Thailand and the Philippines in this category. From October 2002 to December 2016, you can see that over 14 years, there were 391 U.S. citizen deaths in Thailand. During the same period, there were 286 U.S. citizen deaths in the Philippines. However, if you look at the total number of U.S. citizens traveling to Thailand, more U.S. citizens went to Thailand than the Philippines during the same period, and we're talking millions more. About 1 million Americans visited Thailand that same year. Of course, more people come, which means a higher chance of deaths and other things. In the Philippines, the number one cause of death for a U.S. citizen is someone killing them, or homicide. The second is road accidents. In Thailand, U.S. citizens' leading cause of death is not homicide, but it is road accidents. To give you a perspective of how small that number is, even if you combine the total number of deaths of U.S. citizens in the Philippines and Thailand, that's under 700 people. Then consider how many people died as a result of homicides in just one U.S. city. In a place like Chicago, the number of deaths per year is higher than in Thailand plus the Philippines combined in the past 14 years. Also, another thing to take into consideration is the GDP. It is higher in Thailand than in the Philippines. However, the Philippines' GDP is growing very rapidly, or at least before the pandemic. Generally speaking, a wealthier country with a high GDP has less crime than poorer countries with a low GDP. We can say it's pretty safe in Thailand and the Philippines, compared to a city like Chicago. If you don't do stupid things and you use common sense, you'll be fine. There are too many elements to compare, so we can't say which country is safer than the other. But one other part that you can see visually, if you go to the Philippines, you will see a lot of security guards carrying assault rifles. To us, it just doesn't feel right, and when you go to the shopping mall in the Philippines, you might see a store that sells firearms, and we're not talking about baby guns. They are selling real firearms inside some shopping malls. In Thailand, they don't have that, as Thailand doesn't sell firearms in shopping malls. You will need a special license to buy and own guns in Thailand. But for this category, we don't know which one is safer because there are too many elements. Our opinion is that we will still pick Thailand, but this is not based on our opinion, so you have to go there and see it for yourself. The Thai tourist visa is now more expensive and more complicated to renew than in 2010 or later. If you want to live in Thailand for more than 1 year without a non-immigrant visa, it is now more costly and a bit complicated. If you're going to stay in Thailand with a tourist visa, you will need to obtain the visa in your home country, where you have full residency. You can no longer get a Thai tourist visa from any neighboring country around Thailand. People with money are the type of people Thailand wants to stay for an extended period of time. Thailand wants higher income travelers and expats to live long term in the country. Backpackers and other low-income foreign travelers are still welcome. They can stay for 30 days and then extend for another 30 days. If they want to live in the country longer than that, it requires a different type of visa or going back to your home country to get another multiple entry tourist visa. If you cannot afford to go back to your home country to get that, then you're probably the low-income traveler that the Thai authority doesn't want to stay in the country long term. For long-term stays, such as retirement, we will give that to the Philippines. We believe you will require a little bit more money to get a retirement visa in Thailand, but you don't need to be a millionaire. For holidays and short-term stays, both places are about equal. Overall, we give the visa category to the Philippines as it is easier to obtain a retirement visa and you can get a tourist visa that can last up to 3 years. If your number one priority is to find a loving relationship or a soulmate, you have no interest in learning the Thai language or learning another culture. But your number one priority is to find a wife or a girlfriend. If that's you, we believe your best bet is to go to the Philippines. If you came to Thailand and lived in Pattaya, or Patong or the red light district somewhere in Bangkok, but your priority is to find a wife or a lasting relationship with a woman, don't come to Thailand. Go to the Philippines. In the Philippines, you'll have more options than in Thailand. You don't need to learn a new language in the Philippines because most Filipinos speak English. You can pretty much communicate with almost the entire population in the Philippines. Since the Americans colonized the Philippines from 1898 to 1946, the Philippines had more American influence than Thailand, and before that, the Spanish colonization in 1565 to 1898. The Spanish brought their religion to the country, mainly Roman Catholicism, which means many Filipinos are Roman Catholics, unlike Thailand, which is primarily a Buddhist country. If you're Roman Catholic, and you want a partner with the same value as you, we believe your best option to find a loving relationship would be the Philippines. Our best advice is to visit both places on your holiday before you finally decide. When you are ready to retire, do not purchase any property and rent a place to stay for 1 to 2 years. If you don't like one of the places here, remember you can always move. There you have it, our breakdown of both countries for retirement, love, visa, and everything in between. Please make sure to like this video because it took a very long time to make it. Share it if you know someone is thinking of retiring or moving abroad to Asia. What do you think about our list? Did we hit the target, or do you think we are off? Which one do you prefer, Thailand or the Philippines? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos and information about retiring in the Philippines or Thailand, click on one of the videos you see on your screen now. If you want to hear current and past expats who lived or retired in the country, check out this video.